Why does cruise ship Wi-Fi work perfectly in the hallway, but suddenly struggle the moment you step inside your cabin? It's not just the network, it's the cabin itself. Modern cruise ships are built with heavy steel structures, insulated walls, and sealed cabin doors that can weaken wireless signals far more than most passengers realize. That's why your connection might feel fine near public areas, but unstable once the cabin door closes. And with more travelers working remotely, streaming, and video calling at sea, passengers have started looking for smarter ways to improve signal consistency inside their rooms. From cabin placement and router positioning to low-profile signal repeaters and simple setup tricks, there are now surprisingly effective ways to make the onboard internet feel much more stable without upgrading to the most expensive package. So in this video, we're breaking down the hidden reasons cruise ship Wi-Fi struggles inside cabins and the practical tech solutions travelers are using to improve their connection at sea. And trust me, number 4 and number 1 are the ones most people never expect. Let's get into it. Number 10. Why cruise cabin Wi-Fi struggles so much. A 42-year-old passenger thought the cruise Wi-Fi was broken until she realized the signal only disappeared when she closed her cabin door. During a Caribbean cruise, she had purchased one of the ship's premium internet packages because she still needed to answer work emails at night. At first, everything seemed fine. While sitting near the cafe area, her connection was fast enough for video calls and messaging. But every evening, the same thing kept happening. The moment she returned to her cabin, the signal dropped. Pages stopped loading. Calls became unstable. Even simple messages struggled to send. At first, she blamed the cruise line. But after talking with other passengers, she noticed a pattern. Many people were experiencing the exact same issue, especially inside interior cabins or rooms farther from public Wi-Fi access points. The reason wasn't always the satellite system itself. Modern cruise ships are built with thick steel walls, insulated structures, and heavy cabin doors designed for safety and durability at sea. Those materials can weaken wireless signals once the room is fully enclosed. That's why some passengers notice their connection suddenly improves, near hallways, near balconies, or the moment the cabin door opens again. Key point: on many cruise ships, the cabin structure itself can weaken Wi-Fi signals more than passengers expect. But cabin walls are only part of the problem, because where your room is located on the ship can make the signal even worse. Number 9. How travelers improve signal placement inside their cabin. A remote worker almost paid for a more expensive Wi-Fi package until another passenger showed him a simple trick that made his connection noticeably more stable. During a transatlantic cruise, he kept struggling with weak internet every night inside his cabin. The strange part was that the Wi-Fi worked fine near the hallway and public lounge areas. But once he sat near the bed or desk, the signal became inconsistent again. At first, he assumed the only solution was upgrading to the ship's premium internet package. But one evening, another passenger who traveled frequently for work asked him a simple question: "Where are you placing your device?" It turned out the problem wasn't always the internet speed itself. It was where the signal was being received inside the room. So instead of leaving his phone and laptop deep inside the cabin near metal surfaces in the TV area, he moved closer to the cabin entrance where the signal coming from the hallway was stronger. The difference surprised him immediately. Pages loaded faster, calls became more stable, and the connection stopped dropping as often during the evenings. The internet package hadn't changed. The signal placement had. And on cruise ships, even moving a device a few feet can sometimes make a noticeable difference. Key point: sometimes improving cruise Wi-Fi is more about better signal placement than buying faster internet. But some travelers didn't just improve their setup. A few actually figured out how to work remotely at sea without constantly fighting the connection. Number 8. How one traveler successfully worked remotely at sea. A freelance video editor took a 2-week cruise, expecting to work a little during the trip, but ended up discovering a routine that made cruise Wi-Fi surprisingly manageable. Before boarding, he was worried the internet would be too unstable for remote work. He didn't expect perfect speeds, but he at least needed enough connection for emails, cloud uploads, and client communication while traveling. During the first 2 days, he made the same mistake most passengers do. He tried doing everything during the evening inside his cabin. That's when the connection felt the slowest. Uploads stalled, syncing files took forever, and work became frustrating. But after talking with other long-term travelers on board, he started changing his routine instead of blaming the internet itself. Every morning, he moved to a quieter public lounge near the upper decks, where the signal felt stronger and fewer passengers were online. Large uploads were scheduled early in the day. Video calls were done before peak evening hours, and overnight syncing handled the rest while most passengers were asleep. By the middle of the cruise, remote work became much smoother than he expected. The internet wasn't magically faster. He had simply learned how to work around the ship's busiest network hours and weakest signal areas. Key point: on cruise ships, timing and routine often matter more than internet speed alone. And that's exactly why many passengers notice something strange, because cruise Wi-Fi speeds can change dramatically depending on the time of day. Number 7. Why cruise internet speeds change throughout the day. A passenger thought the ship's Wi-Fi was randomly slowing down until he realized the connection became almost twice as fast after midnight. During a Mediterranean cruise, he noticed something strange happening every evening. In the mornings, the internet felt decent enough for browsing, messaging, and even light streaming. But once dinner hours started, everything changed. Simple websites slowed down, downloads took longer, even social media started lagging. At first, he assumed the cruise line was intentionally reducing speeds during busy hours. But late one night, after most passengers had gone back to their cabins, he opened his laptop again. The difference shocked him. The connection suddenly felt smoother and far more responsive than earlier in the evening. That's when another frequent cruiser explained what was really happening. The cruise ship internet works like a shared highway in the middle of the ocean. During peak hours, thousands of passengers are uploading photos, streaming videos, video calling family, checking social media at the same time. And because everyone shares the same satellite connection, internet speeds naturally slow down when demand spikes across the ship. After that night, he started scheduling larger downloads late at night or early in the morning. The internet itself hadn't changed. The traffic around him had. Key point: cruise Wi-Fi speeds often depend more on network traffic than the internet package itself. But experienced cruisers eventually realized something else. The passengers with the smoothest connections usually brought their own travel tech on board. Number 6. The travel tech kit frequent cruisers bring on board. A couple who cruised almost every year stopped complaining about weak Wi-Fi after they started bringing one small travel pouch on board. During a long Pacific cruise, another passenger noticed something interesting about them. While most people around the lounge were constantly reconnecting devices or searching for stronger signal areas, the couple seemed completely relaxed. Their video calls worked smoothly, messages synced quickly, and they rarely moved around trying to find better internet. Eventually, someone asked what internet package they were using. Surprisingly, it wasn't the most expensive one. Instead, they explained they had learned over several cruises that preparation mattered just as much as speed. Inside their small pouch were a few simple items: a compact travel router, a portable power bank, extra charging cables, and a lightweight device stand to improve placement inside the cabin. Nothing complicated. But over time, they discovered these small tools helped them maintain a more stable connection in difficult environments like cruise ships, hotels, and airports. Instead of constantly chasing stronger Wi-Fi around the ship, they focused on creating a more reliable setup wherever they stayed. And after years of cruising, they said it made a bigger difference than upgrading internet packages alone. Key point: experienced travelers often improve connectivity by optimizing their setup, not just paying for faster internet. But even with the best setup on board, some cabin locations naturally receive stronger signals than others. But before that, if this is helping you understand why cruise Wi-Fi feels so inconsistent, hit that like button. It really helps more travelers discover these tips before their next sailing. And comment below, what's the worst Wi-Fi experience you've ever had on a cruise? Because coming up next, we're getting into the cabin locations and hidden ship areas where signals become much weaker than most passengers expect. So stay with me. You don't want to miss this. Number 5. The best cabin locations for stronger cruise Wi-Fi. A passenger upgraded to a more expensive internet package on his first cruise, then discovered his friend on a different deck had a much better connection using the exact same plan. During a week-long cruise, two friends booked different cabin types on opposite sides of the ship. One stayed in an interior cabin on a lower deck near the back of the vessel. The other booked a midship cabin closer to the central public areas. At first, neither of them thought cabin location would matter, but after the first few days, the difference became obvious. One of them constantly struggled with weak signals inside the room, especially during the evenings. The other was able to browse, message, and even stream videos with far fewer interruptions using the same onboard internet package. That's when they started noticing a pattern around the ship. Passengers staying closer to central decks, near open public areas, or near major lounge spaces often reported more stable connections than cabins buried deep inside enclosed sections of the ship. Cruise Wi-Fi access points are usually distributed unevenly throughout the vessel, and heavy steel structures can weaken signal strength the farther you move from those zones. By the end of the trip, they realized something important. Sometimes the best internet upgrade isn't a faster package. It's simply choosing a better cabin location before the cruise even begins. Key point: on cruise ships, Cabin location can affect Wi-Fi stability more than most passengers expect. But here's the surprising part. Some passengers discovered the strongest internet on the ship wasn't always inside premium cabins at all. Number 4. Why public areas sometimes have better Wi-Fi than premium cabins. A passenger staying in a luxury suite couldn't understand why the internet near a public cafe felt faster than the Wi-Fi inside his expensive cabin. During a luxury cruise, he expected the premium suite experience to include the strongest internet on board. After all, the cabin cost significantly more than standard rooms. But after several days, he noticed something strange. Inside the suite, the connection often felt inconsistent, especially deeper inside the room near the bedroom and entertainment area. Yet every morning while sitting near a nearby cafe on the central deck, the internet suddenly became smoother and far more reliable. At first, he thought it was a coincidence. But after talking with another passenger who worked in IT networking, the explanation started making sense. On many cruise ships, public areas are designed to handle large numbers of connected passengers at the same time. Lounges, cafes, and central gathering spaces often have stronger signal coverage, more nearby access points, and fewer physical barriers blocking the connection. Meanwhile, large suites and enclosed cabins can still suffer from the same steel walls and structural interference found throughout the ship. That's why some experienced travelers intentionally work or stream from quieter public lounges instead of relying entirely on cabin Wi-Fi. The expensive cabin wasn't the problem. The signal environment around it was. Key point: on cruise ships, stronger Wi-Fi often comes from better signal coverage, not necessarily more expensive cabins. But even strong signal areas can suddenly become unstable for one reason passengers rarely think about: because sometimes the ocean itself affects the connection. Number 3. How weather and ocean location affect cruise Wi-Fi. A passenger thought the ship's internet was failing during a storm, until the connection suddenly improved again a few hours later without anyone changing the Wi-Fi package. During an Atlantic crossing, a traveler noticed something unusual while trying to upload photos and message family back home. Earlier in the day, the internet felt stable enough for browsing and video calls. Then the weather changed. Dark clouds rolled in. The ship entered rougher waters, and almost immediately, the connection became slower and less consistent across the ship. At first, passengers assumed too many people were online again. But later that evening, the captain mentioned the ship was passing through rough weather conditions affecting satellite communication stability. That's when many passengers realized something important. The cruise ship internet doesn't work like the internet on land. Out in the middle of the ocean, ships rely heavily on satellite systems that constantly communicate with equipment far above the Earth while the vessel itself is moving through changing weather and remote ocean regions. Storm systems, heavy cloud coverage, and even the ship's position at sea can sometimes affect signal quality and stability. By the next morning, once the weather cleared and the ship changed position, the connection felt noticeably smoother again. The internet package hadn't changed. The environment around the ship had. Key point: cruise Wi-Fi performance can sometimes be affected by weather, satellite conditions, and the ship's location at sea. But even with perfect weather and strong satellite coverage, many passengers still unknowingly create their own connection problems on board. Number 2. The mistake that slows down your own cruise Wi-Fi. A passenger kept complaining that the ship's internet was terrible, until another traveler noticed he had almost every device on board connected at the same time. During a 7-day cruise, one traveler spent most evenings frustrated with the Wi-Fi. Video calls lagged, downloads stalled, streaming constantly buffered. At first, he blamed the cruise line's internet system, but one night while sitting in a lounge, another passenger casually pointed something out. His phone was connected, his laptop was syncing cloud files in the background, a tablet was streaming videos, and automatic photo backups were running silently the entire time. Without realizing it, he was using far more bandwidth than he actually needed. That's when he learned something many passengers never think about. Cruise ship internet is shared across thousands of people, and background activity from multiple connected devices can quietly overload your own connection. The next day, he tried something different. He paused automatic cloud syncing, disconnected unused devices, and downloaded content only during quieter hours. The difference surprised him almost immediately. The internet didn't suddenly become faster. His devices simply stopped competing against each other for the same limited onboard bandwidth. Key point: sometimes the biggest cruise Wi-Fi problem isn't the ship. It's how many devices and background apps are using your connection. And after learning all of this, experienced cruisers eventually discovered one final strategy that made the biggest difference of all. Number 1. The smartest way experienced travelers maximize cruise Wi-Fi. A traveler who cruises almost every month said he stopped chasing perfect Wi-Fi years ago, and that simple mindset completely changed his experience at sea. During a long international cruise, another passenger noticed something unusual about him. While most travelers spent their time complaining about slow internet or searching for stronger signals around the ship, he seemed completely relaxed. Video calls worked when he needed them. Messages always went through, and he rarely looked frustrated with the connection. Eventually, someone asked him what secret internet package he was using. His answer surprised everyone. He wasn't using a special package at all. Instead, after years of cruising, he had learned how to work with the ship's network instead of fighting against it. He avoided peak evening hours. He used public lounges when he needed stable connections. He downloaded files overnight instead of during busy times. And he treated cruise internet differently from internet at home. That mindset made the biggest difference. Because cruise ships are floating cities moving through the middle of the ocean using shared satellite systems, not fixed fiber connections on land. Once he adjusted his expectations and habits around that reality, the internet stopped feeling frustrating, and the cruise itself became far more enjoyable. Key point: the smartest cruise travelers don't just buy faster internet, they learn how the ship's network actually works. So, which of these cruise Wi-Fi tips surprised you the most? Or have you ever experienced terrible internet on a cruise ship yourself? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. If you want more cruise secrets, hidden systems, and travel tips most passengers never hear about, don't forget to like and subscribe. Trust me, after watching that one, you'll never look at cruise technology the same way again. Until then, travel smart, stay connected, and enjoy your cruise the right way.